Jesus as a continual model of patience. He's put in charge of 12 men who can't agree on the same thing. You're put in charge of 12 men who are continually arguing and fighting amongst themselves and sinning and letting Jesus down. And yet Jesus doesn't say, I'm out, forget you guys, I'll go get the next 12, see how they fare. He doesn't do any of that. He puts up with them. He has forbearance with them. And he trains them calmly because one day they would be put in charge of his church and they would need to have a godly reaction to difficult people. And of course, nowhere do we see Christ's patience on a greater display than when he was on the cross. At that opportunity when he was suffering the most, when he was being persecuted and in pain and bearing our sins, at no point did he call the angels to take him down from the cross, to get revenge on those who were persecuting him. But he carried us. He took our difficultness on himself. 1 Peter 2, Peter the apostle, who let Jesus down more times than he could count, said this of his Lord: when they hurled their insults at him, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats. Instead, he entrusted himself to him who judges justly. He himself bore our sins in his body on the cross. You can only do that if you are a patient God. We love and we serve such a God. And as we devote ourselves to God, we want to imitate him. That patience, that fruit of patience, takes root and starts growing in our hearts. We start becoming patient not because we wanted to. It's the last thing we want to do. But we start doing it because we want to be like him. Because we want to be like the God who bore us in patience. It's good to take a moment to think about how God's been patient for you in your life. What he's put up with. And still, as a father, reaches down in the bonds of love and picks you up and says, let me love you. That's a patient God. Colossians 3 commands us to clothe ourselves with patience and forgive one another as the Lord forgave us. So how do we do that? How do we put on our patience? How do we put on this fruit of the Spirit in a day-to-day living